Hello everyone, thank you very much for dropping by. Today I'm out metal detecting, but I'm also going to be doing a camera review at the same time. Now the camera I'm using is called the DJI Pocket 3. This has been out about 8 months now, and I got one of the very first ones to come out. Now it's a great camera, picture quality is fantastic, stabilisation's also fantastic, but is it the ideal camera to make metal detecting videos on? Let's find out. Oh, this looks like a really nice piece of land, doesn't it? The guys are already out there metal detecting, and you can see the guys in the high vises. Well, they're the marshals. They're looking after the place and just making sure everyone's safe and well. So let's have a quick pan round there. See how stable that gimbal is. Absolutely brilliant, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. Let's get set up with a metal detector and then see if we can find our first target. And the program I'm using today is, of course it's a Tecna program. No adjustments made at this moment in time. I'm not going to go into the technical specs. This test is really to see if it's good for us, as in making metal detecting videos, and I'm sure there's lots of other videos which are very similar, where the process is very similar to what we're doing here. Straight away I can find a problem with the gimbal. The gimbal is great for stability, but it's got a mind of its own, and it's a real pain trying to set it up for a static shot. When I get a target, I'll show you. Okay, I've got a signal here. I'm going to film this live just to show you guys what I'm going through. Okay, I've got a signal. I want to show the screen. So let's triple click the button just to turn it the other way round. Now I want to show you guys the screen. So I'm dipping the gimbal down. And that's where it is. Coming up at about 50, 60, something like that. All I want to do now is put the camera on the ground and film the excavation. But the gimbal will not point to the ground unless I manually point it there with the joystick. So once I've got the gimbal or the camera pointing at the part I want to dig, I've then got the focus issue. It's got continuous focus or single focus. Now single focus would be the ideal choice, wouldn't it? Because you simply touch on the screen on the point you want to focus. But when you've got muddy hands, you're not going to touch the screen. And if you use continuous focus like I will do now, I think the focus will hunt on the nearest item, so it's going to pick up on my hand or the spade or whatever. It might not, but that's pretty much what I think is going to happen. Let's give it a try. Okay, I've moved it. And that's our first target. It's just a button. Can you see that? Is it focusing? I'm sure it is. So that's a button. That was our first target. A button about 8 inches down. There are workarounds for this camera, but it's just the fact that it's a little bit of faffing around, whereas if you had an action camera like a GoPro, which I use quite a lot, or the Sony X3000, it's switch on, boom, point it towards the hole and you're done, because it's got a fixed focus and no gimbal. It's got electronic stabilization, whereas this is the gimbal, so it's very slow and methodical. The gimbal's by far the best stabilization, but what I'm saying here is it best for us filming metal detector videos? This is a standard picture format from the Pocket 3 as it comes out the box, and it's also got HLG and D-Log M, which is fine if you want to do some color grading, but I think in a standard format it's got quite a good dynamic range. I will switch it to D-Log M and see what you think to that. Okay, this is the D-Log M, so this is the flat colour profile. If you want to colour grade it, it's really quite simple. It's 10-bit colour, so it holds quite a lot of information in the file. As you see there, the wind's blowing this camera around quite a lot and it's stabilising it reasonably well. So that's the D-Log M. Let's just show you the D-Log M with some mild colour grading with the LUT over the top of it. So this is colour graded with the LUT. That's it, we're back to the standard colour profile now, so let's do a little bit of metal detecting. The Pocket 3 comes in two different formats. You've got the standard format where you just literally get the basic camera. Don't forget this camera's got an inbuilt battery, so you can't change the batteries. And then you've got the Pro kit where it comes with an onboard battery charger and a DJI-2 mic, and the mic is really good. So if you're going to get this, I suggest go for a little bit more money and get the Creator kit. The Pocket 3's got a really nice slow motion mode. It's easy to access, just a swipe and a click on the screen and you're in slow motion mode. Because the Pocket 3 is gimbal stabilised and not electronically stabilised, it's going to give you far better quality in low light conditions. I took the DJI Pocket 3 out night fishing and filmed Dan, and it came out really good. And also I put it on a chest mount and done some riding on my Engui e-bike. Once again, the stability was really good and the quality of the film. Signal's coming up at 91. You see with this gimbal, I'm looking round and yeah, there it is. If you saw the angle I've got this camera at to compensate for this gimbal, you wouldn't believe it. It's at 45 degrees pointing down. Okay, so that's a massive target. I think that's going to be rubbish. It's just too big, isn't it? But it's a solid 90. Look at that, just proves what I know. That's a big old 2p coin, look. So it's given a nice big old scream on a coin. Just modern. There's 3 different gimbal adjustments on this, and I've tried all 3 just to try and make my detecting life a little bit easier, but none of them really work. Another really cool feature about this DJI Pocket 3 is the time lapse. Let's give that a test. Well, I think the Pocket 3 has got several functions that I'm going to find useful. Talking head videos, product videos, even metal detecting rallies. It's going to be great to just put in your pocket and film people. But when you're self-filming out in the field, trying to control that gimbal, it's just not practical. It really isn't practical. This is a better one. So now I've got to move the camera around. Oh, crikey, here we go. Or drop it down with a joystick to try and find the screen. There it is, look, slowly coming. Right, so I've got the screen and now we're good to go. So what is that focus tracking doing? Is it hunting? Is it going all over the place? It's go a little bit wider. There's got to be somewhere down there. I think it's moving around in the spoil. Let's keep going. See, we're getting closer now. That's what it is, look. It's another button, but it's amazing the depth this machine is kicking out on something small like a button. It's amazing, isn't it? So that's what it is. So what was that focus doing? Is it focusing on the hole? Is it focusing on me? And with all these excavations, put it back and make it look as if you've never been there. Which sometimes is very difficult, but you just got to do the best you can, really. Yep, I'm pleased with that. Okay, we've got a really quiet little deep signal here. Oh, can you see? Here we go. Look, I've got this pointing right to the ground to get the gimbal to pick it up. If I turn it round, no. Let's double click it to centralise it. No, push the gimbal down. Do you know what? I can't be bothered. So you just have to look at the grass. That's 69.70, quite a deep one. Right, if I've not moved it, game over. I have moved it. You're kidding me. It's another one of those tiny little buttons, look. 4-hole buttons. Is it focusing? Any good to you? Again, another tiny deep target. I think what I'm trying to do here is fit a round peg into a square hole, because the Pocket 3 hasn't been designed to go out into a wet and muddy field. Although it's got some fantastic features and functions, and let's not forget that superb video quality, it's really not the tool for the job in this instance. So I can't blame the camera. It's the application I'm trying to use the camera for. There's one thing I really don't like: when you power it on, you get a screen coming up at the top to say the microphone is connected, and it sort of lingers there for quite a while, and I find it quite frustrating. I don't like the fact that the gimbal is all over the place. There should be a feature in the menu where you can just lock that gimbal so it's facing in the said position. And also, I don't like the fact that it hasn't got voice controls, because every time I press a button with my dirty hands, I get mud on the fascia there, which is not very nice, and it's going to cause problems in the future. But overall, it's a good camera. Is it any good for metal detecting? I don't think it is. I think you'd be much better off with an action camera or a phone, something with more of a fixed focus range. And also, this gimbal mechanism isn't going to be very happy when you start getting mud and dirt in it, is it? I really like the DJI Mic 2. I think that's a fantastic little item, and that connects wirelessly to this and the DJI 4. Now I can hear you guys saying, well, why didn't you buy the DJI 4 action camera for metal detecting videos? Well, this serves a purpose, and it's great for talking head videos. It's going to be great for taking to rallies and doing my other product videos. I think it's going to be brilliant because of the quality and the functionality, but for detecting, it's not going to be any good. So going back to why didn't I buy a DJI Action 4, I think there should be a 5 coming out at some point, so if I bought a 4 now, I'll probably be wasting my money. but I'm definitely in the market for something like a DJI Action 4 or 5. This is great, don't get me wrong. If you think you can find a use for it, the quality and the functionality certainly won't let you down. But for my particular purpose, I'm gonna have to carefully choose its uses. But overall, I think it's a fantastic camera, I really do. That's it guys, thanks for watching and bye for now.